Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Noisy Neighbours podcast. Tuesday night, going to do United. Christian, just on City. How you feeling, mate? Big
Yeah,
changes ahead.
I'm just glad we're going to put you all on blast for the next
Yeah.
few
Hey, I
minutes. To
don't
be
know.
fair,
I'm thinking a bit of positivity. I think I was a bit harsh on Sunday on the watch along.
really.
So yeah, let's. We did the watch along. Thank you if you joined us. It was fun again.
It was an
I
experience.
I have calmed down. I'm gonna try and mellow a little bit on future ones before I have a heart attack. But yeah, I mean, United drew 1-0 with Arsenal, and a on the back of a Thursday away game in Europe, always a little bit more difficult. Arsenal was a Wednesday; they had an extra day to recover. We've got a bit of an injury crisis at the moment as well, and the squad's threadbare, and we've got
Yeah,
square pegs round holes. It seems in every position near enough. So yeah, we did the watch along with Christian, and I was obviously like pissed off at moments because they do such dopey things just throughout the game. Gallo wins it and dribbles it out, and then he launches across into Rose. Then he lands across on Mazraoui's volleys. It's just I can't keep up with this team. Um, but all in all, you know what? I think I've got to sit back and I think I've got to maybe just say in the grand scheme of things, we've not really got many players available. We've got about 11, 12 senior players, and the rest kids who've made 1/0 appearances for the club. And they, what I will say is, they're not down in tools. These players, whether I think they're good or bad or whatever, I actually don't think, and they shouldn't be applauded for that. By the way, I'm just saying, under Ranić, they down tools. It was embarrassing, led by certain players, Mr. Paul Pogba, who just was feigning injury to come off in games and shit like that. Um, we haven't seen that, and I do. I'm not saying Amarim's finding something because I just don't think that's possible in this team with this squad, and
yeah.
certainly with the way Amarim wants to play. Um, but I do want to talk about. There's not really loads to get into with the game. We did the watch along. I just want to talk about the Amarim again. What I will say is we've done the flexibility, and what I think is he has shown a little bit of flexibility, and he mentioned it on Sunday that he allowed them to sit in a low block, and he's again his first thing he said in the presser. I don't know if you've seen it. Is um, I'm not playing like this. It's the first thing he said on Sunday after the game. I am
Yeah.
not playing like this. Like, fine. You've all been saying I'm not flexible, and people are meaning play 4-3-3 or a different system. He's gone. I won't have these slow centre backs on the halfway line trying to do what I want them to do because I want to play up the pitch, but the slow. They're comfortable in a low block. He did it against Ipswich. Do you remember when he sat in and he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Maguire and Delict were fine because I didn't have them on the halfway line marking space." He
Mm.
did again. He did on Sunday allow them to do that. Maybe the game dictates a little bit. Arsenal have better players than us. I just thought that it was interesting that he has mentioned that he's willing to maybe between now and the end of the season, and we'll see what happens Thursday against Sociedad. I don't know how he's going to approach that. Maybe he might allow us to do that a little bit and see if it can get us somewhere in the Europa. What do you think about his comments and about specifically the back line? Clearly, these guys can't play on the halfway line. They're very slow. They like to sit in the box and head it away. What do you think he should do, and what do you think about his comments from a City's fan's
I
perspective?
I think. Listen, I think it's really difficult for Amarim. I think you've got to be patient because, yeah, I know we were quite critical at the start and it hasn't been great. But you are right. The players that are available, well, we keep coming on week in, week out, and we are hammering these guys and the level they're at.
Yeah.
But ultimately, well, that is what all he's got at his disposal, and he's trying his best to make it work. I
Mm.
would say that yeah, we have been crying out for, well, you guys have been crying out, me and you've been saying on the pod, you need to play to the strengths because there is quite a lot of the season to go. If it
Mm.
means playing something that you don't really want just to get a few results, then we need to do it. And, you have seen that, like you said, if he's letting the defenders play a different way, something that they're more comfortable with, that's what you need to run with.
You seen it,
So,
mate. I mean, look, I was obviously wasn't there. I was on the watch along at home and stuff like that. But I listened to a
yeah.
few podcasts and a few fans who went to the game, and they were like, if Fernandez scored at the end, it would have took the roof off. I think emotions are quite
Mm,
high after the protest pre-game, and when I heard that about if Fernandes scored that gilt edge chance at the end, it would have been amazing for everyone in the ground and stuff like that. And it does make me think, well, if this is what we've got to do till summer to sit in a little bit, I don't mind, because I appreciate Amorim saying this is not what I want to do, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of sitting in. I'm sick, and he has shown glimpses. We went to City and had 48% of the ball. We went to Anfield and had 49% of the ball, and we won one, should have won the other. And it's like
Yeah.
he has tried his best to do what he wants to do. However, we've been getting twatted at home by mid-table teams consistently.
Yeah.
And naturally, I think against better teams, you are going to sit in because you don't have the ball. And that's why it's been good against Arsenal twice. Drew against them twice, 1-1 on pens, should have won at the weekend. City away, Liverpool away. These have been our best performances. It's a big sample size now, isn't it? It seems the better the team, the better we play in a way, but it isn't the way he wants.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would say on him is that his substitutions do at times feel very strange.
Yeah.
I feel like he needs to be a little bit more proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah. Oh,
would be
100%,
a bit of a critique on him.
Yeah.
However, you then look at that, and I suppose his argument to that would be, what have I got then? So yeah, we all saw the pressure was building from Arsenal. What do you really want me to bring off the bench? What do you want me to bring Obi on? So I do get both sides of it.
No,
I'm not trying to absolutely hammer the guy for it, but at the same time, there is little things, and I do think his subs they just bewilder me sometimes when I'm watching it.
Yeah.
But you are that threadbare.
You're
looking at your bench, man, and like when you read out players when we were doing the watch along, it's like, fuck me, where do you even turn?
It's difficult. I mean, Victor Lindelof's starting games, and he's been missing for a year, and he's leaving for free in the club in the summer. The unused subs at the weekend for Manchester United: Morehouse, Fletcher, Chido, Obi Martin, Harrison, me, Amas. They're the unused subs, by the way. The used subs. Aiden Heaven, shout Aiden Heaven, another really good showing. We might touch on him in a minute.
Definitely.
Toby Collier and Rasmus Højlund, who we will also get to in a minute. I mean, mate, the unused subs, the 6 unused subs there, and I've only watched one of them play football, Chido Obi, and he's played 2 games. So look, it leads to your point. I did say sometimes you've got to shift momentum in games, and I felt the goal was coming. It did come. I think I said it just like 10 seconds before.
Yeah, you did.
I was really on one on Sunday because I said Fernandes will never score a free kick, and he did. So yeah, man. I think look, this is my opinion, and I thought it would get better post Ten Hag. I was wrong. However, I don't believe anyone could do better with this current available crop of players. And I will, if another manager comes in, I don't think a new manager will come in the summer, but say they did, and they turned it all round, I would obviously look a bit stupid. I'm going off what I see. I've watched a lot of these players. I watch every single game of these players. I don't believe anybody could come in tomorrow. I don't think Jurgen Klopp could come in tomorrow and win games with these guys consistently.
I agree. No, I do agree with you. I think there could be little changes that could be better. But the only thing I will say as well, Alex, I don't know what your opinion is on this, whether you think this is a fair criticism of Amorim. But one thing that does frustrate, I suppose, United fans, and it's funny to opposition, is you mention all the time the wasting of possession and very simple, the basics of football that they're getting wrong. And you would have to look at the manager in that and go, well, what is going on in training? Because ultimately they are fucking paid athletes. They are professional footballers. So we're not asking them to do, we know what the shortcomings are. We know we're not going to see Dallo cutting in and putting a pinpoint João Cancelo prime cross into the box. But why is he passing it out of play consistently? Why is he passing it to the wrong team? Why is he making a tackle and running the ball out of play? Same on the other side as well. I don't understand why that is happening. I do think that he needs to answer them questions. You're the coach. You are coaching these guys. And there has been, I tell you what, it's got worse. The unforced errors under him have got worse. Whether that's something to do with the players themselves. I don't know, but he watches them in training.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
opinion?
So I think, I mean, I've been speaking about this now for a good few weeks, and on every watch along we've done, I've said to you, just try and pay close attention to it. Said it to Patrick.
Mm,
Forget the fucking gaffs, forget them because I know they're coming anyway, and that's all people clip on Twitter. Who was it on Sunday? It was awful. Was it Lindelof tried to pass it to someone and it just went fucking straight to
I
an
mean, they
Arsenal player?
all did it though.
And
Yeah,
they're all at it. Yeah, I think there's a mixture of. I think there's a few things here. So that we are worse at Old Trafford than away from home. That is factual, and that tells me they are feeling it. They're feeling the pressure, and they've no confidence, which is
mm,
fine. Amarim has said they're overthinking things because, and he has, in fairness, linked that to the system that he plays, and they're not overly comfortable in it. So you could apply some criticism to him for that. That I'm not saying they're passing it to the opposition because they're playing a 3-4-3, but what he's saying
yeah,
is that
yeah,
maybe Delict might look up and instead of banging that pass in because he's overthinking it a little bit, and then in Premier League football, if you delay for 1 second on a pass and
yeah,
then play it, there's a good chance it's going to get intercepted, and we're seeing this a lot. But sometimes it's just the accuracy, mate. It's the accuracy of hitting your man, and these players aren't consistent. They will do the basics okay for 80% of the game, and then 20% won't. And it's just, like you were saying about the creativity of City players, where every so often we'll get a game where Doku might get 2 assists, and then fuck all
yeah,
for 10 games. And we're like that, but it's not statistically measured. It's they'll complete their 10-yard passes for about 60 minutes, and then for 10 minutes they won't know who they're playing to. And this is what we
yeah,
do. It leans to. I think there's a few things. There's a lot of intangibles, to be honest, mate. I think system pressure. We're worse at home, and I'm worried about Thursday because of that. And you're seeing it with a lot of players. It's written all over the face. It's written all over the fucking face. I mean, Rasmus Højlund he's now he's not he's now just not wanting to shoot anymore.
No,
He's he
no, he doesn't
he
want.
has
He
been
doesn't want the chances.
he has been reduced to his knees, and he is
Yeah,
now. Look, I don't want to go berserk about him. I'm not achieving anything by doing that, and I don't
yeah,
think I'm really shouting to anybody. Certainly, you don't think any different to me. But I believe that a large amount of the fan base don't either. To be honest, I think everyone's kind of coming round. What I want to
yeah,
say on Hoyland is, we can, if people don't agree with my opinion on how good at football he is, just generally, I think everybody on the planet can agree he hasn't got the mentality to be a Manchester United footballer.
no,
And I appreciate we're 15th in the league, but we are still a massive club, a massive, massive club that comes with pressure. Don't matter where we're playing. And he is crumbling in front of our eyes. It is getting worse game to game. And
yeah. I agree.
even if you think, some of my friends think this, that they think, I love this one. There's a player in there. A lot of people say that. Not a lot, but certainly it seems to be like I'm surrounded by a lot of people who think that. Okay, I'll let you look. It's your own opinion. Your eyes are telling you there's a player in there. I personally
Yeah,
disagree. However, you cannot tell me you think this guy's got the mentality. This isn't going to be the first tough run in his career. He's going. People have goal droughts all the time. What every time he doesn't score for 3 games, is he just going to start collapsing under the pressure because
yeah,
he's not good enough to score every game? Erling Haaland has 4 this season. Erling Haaland had a 5-game goal drought. He didn't fucking go crying every time he stepped up on the pitch, did he? Fuck, he's a big dog, and he backs
mm,
himself. And I'm going to score in this next game. He looks like he don't even want to shoot.
yeah,
And
yeah. It looks
so
like it's got to him. It really
this,
does look like.
so just on this podcast, I don't want to get into it. We did it on Sunday about the first touch. I want to just talk about everyone needs to just accept that he's not got the minerals up here to be a Manchester United forward, and that's
Yeah,
fine. Look, if he goes away and he does find something, I don't personally see it. Fair play to him. Diego Forlan was an amazing player. Better players than Rasmus Højlund have flopped at this club under the pressure
yeah,
in
yeah,
better teams, by the way. Diego Forlan is one of the all-time. Okay, maybe I'm stretching that. A very, very, very good striker. Diego Forlan turned up at World Cups for Uruguay.
mm,
He was massive for Atletico and Villarreal, and he absolutely crumbled at Man United with Van Nistelrooy next to him. Like,
yeah. No, mate, you're
yeah.
right. And
Just what do you
the,
think about that? That obviously, let's not get into the ability. Just the
I do agree, Alex. Yeah, and I think there is a wider issue on top of Hoyland as well because I think if you go around that Man United squad, I said it to you the other day, and you told me to look at these unforced errors in games, and you're so right. Because I mean, as an opposition, you are laughing when this shit happens, and also it goes a bit unnoticed because you just see a turnover
Yeah,
possession. You're not really focusing on why it's happened.
yeah,
You just see the other team going at them. But when you do start to focus in on it, you look at there's no reaction from the other guys around it. When Dallo passes it out of play and it's a 4-yard pass, when Dorgu cuts inside and passes it to the wrong player that's on the
yeah.
other team, no one is
There's no
bothered.
leadership.
No one gives a shit. So I think, yeah, I do agree with you. The Hoyland thing, he's never going to be a Man United player. Ability and up there. So there's nothing in there. However, I think all these guys, mate. I don't think there's one. I honestly, if you go around that squad and you look at it, you are really scratching your fucking head to look at it and go, that's a guy that I think could be there when we're challenging for a title in 5 years. Apart from the obvious, the lad, he's out injured at the moment.
Diallo,
yeah.
And
He's the only one that looks like he's got a bit of bollocks on him as well. Because when the chips are down, he's like, "Give me the ball, I want it." So I do like that. I love to see that in a player, even if he isn't getting the last minute winner. He's fucking trying.
It's a big percentage of it, mate. And Aiden Heaven as well. To his credit, looks like he's got a good head on his shoulders. And
shout out to him. I think you've got a player in there.
Yeah, I mean, Amorim is not the most complimentary, and he said it post game. I really do think we've got a player in there, and yeah, I'm really excited to see more of Aiden Heaven. I think there's what I would say to a lot of United fans if they watch this: don't be expecting to see loads of him this season. I think there's a clear direction from the club and Ineos and Amorim to protect young players at this club after what's happened to Mainu and Garnacho. And obviously Hoyland, but it might be linked to ability a bit more with Hoyland. But I just think Aiden Heaven, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's not fucking destroy him.
The season's fucked anyway. Don't jeopardise and buckle his confidence for next season. But I do genuinely feel like he could be starting next year.
Has he got that? If he's got that, look, you need to look at your players, and if you think he's got the mentality for it, start him Thursday. Let's have a look at him. But yeah, and I think the starts are going to be few and far between. Just last thing on Hoyland, I do just want to touch on the statistics around Hoyland and the defence of Hoyland, and people talk about. There's two things I want to talk about. I don't want to go berserk on Hoyland. I've no energy for it anymore. The
save it till Thursday, lad. We're nearly there.
I know. Yeah, Patrick can't wait.
Who, Dorgu?
Patrick, he'll be back in, won't he, in the Europa? Yeah,
of course he will.
Cousin Patrick join us for the watch along. Yeah, shout out Patrick.
That'll be epic.
Hopefully it's going to be great. But yeah, just the statistics is like total shots and XG, two things that come up in Hoyland's statistics, and I want to talk about that in relation to Sunday specifically, and also the dummy against Ipswich. You remember the cutback and he dummied it because he didn't want to shoot. So what I want to talk about is that chance on Sunday. He didn't shoot, so he didn't get a shot off, and it didn't count towards his XG as a player. The official XG Twitter account tweeted that out, that Rasmus Højlund generated 0.00 XG. The reason XG working out like that, they don't work off situations. If Højlund would have took the shot, it probably would have counted as 0.8 because it's a one-on-one and he's clean through. Because he got tackled, they've gone, well, we don't look at it. So when people go, Højlund scored 2 and his XG's 3, every time that dummy against Ipswich, when he didn't swing his leg at it, that will have generated 0. So what he's doing is the lack of shots and the lack of XG is all linked to his confidence and ability, and that's what don't come at me at the end of the season where he's got 3 goals and his XG's 4. It's because he's not getting shots off when he's 1-on-1, and he's not getting on cutbacks. He don't win headers. It's like this is so. Please just look at the situation with him.
Watch football with your eyes. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, man.
That's all you need
to do. I like
to
think most people who follow football have played football, and I remember being a young, learning how to play the game. Managers that I played for, Sunday League level, were as soon as you receive that ball, whether your back's to goal or not, you put your body in the way, and then if somebody comes in, they're going to have to foul you. What does he do on Sunday? He dobs a touch to his right foot. He's left-footed. He could have opened his body and slapped it. And then, even with the bad first touch, he doesn't get his body in the way and make Declan Rice foul him and get a red card. Now Declan Rice swoops in. Does he even swoop in? It's an easy tackle. And
Yeah.
it's a tough watch at the minute, mate. And I don't know if you've seen it, but after the game on Twitter, there was a video. Hoyland was signing. He was signing stuff for kids outside. Fair play to him for that, by the way. I know I know on the human level it's very difficult for him at the moment, and I do, I see Garnacho drive past kids at fucking Carrington and just being the cocky twat that he is. So props to Hoyland. Probably thinks he's going to get abused, and he was still stood there on Sunday signing stuff. And Peter Schmeichel must have been doing media, and he went over, and somebody's recorded Schmeichel speaking to Rasmus, and it's quite difficult actually watching. Obviously, Schmeichel's Danish, so they must have a relationship, and honestly, Hoyland looked quite close to tears actually, and I just think that we need to now as a club. I'm still going to criticise people on this pitch because I love this club and I want to see us score and win games. If Hoyland's out there, I'm criticising him. I'm sorry. That's what I think is that every fan is entitled to do that. However, the club needs to protect him a little bit now. He needs to come out. I know he came out, but you almost think 2 weeks away. He's going to have to play Thursday because we're playing him hoping something happens, right? With no other options. After Thursday, win or lose, I would say to him, that's it now for you. I don't know whether he's in the squad for Denmark. If he is, go away with Denmark, 2 weeks, clear your head, right? When you come back, we're going to miss you the first league game. That's 3 weeks away from Old Trafford, and just see if that does anything. This is doing no one any good now, is it, Christian?
No, he does. You're so right. He needs that break.
On a human level.
He looks like an absolute shell, doesn't he? He really does.
We saw it last
season.
He
looks broken. He
do you remember?
Want...
Sorry, I was just going to say. Do you remember the goal against Tottenham when it was a scramble in the box? He got out of his feet and lashed it in the roof of the net.
Yeah.
I think of that chance on Sunday, and I think he didn't. He could have done the same action. I'm not saying it would have gone in. I'm just saying he could have. As soon as Casemiro won that ball, light bulb, left foot, bang. Rice was actually on his right side, so there was no way Rice could have got round to his left foot.
I think Hoyland has now reached a point where there's a bit of a no return, and that's why the only option is to bring him out. I mean, my honest opinion would be there's no return in terms of him coming back and actually being anything at Man United if you want to be a serious club. But if we're just talking on a human level and him in the mindset he must be in at the moment, he does 100% need some time away from the club. He needs some time away from the first team at least. And players have been afforded this in the past. Christ, Sancho was sent on a fucking gap year.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, one thing, we have absolutely battered him, but he is fucking there every week. He's not feigning injuries to fuck off the pitch early. No. He is genuinely out there trying. Yeah. It's not his fault he's not at that level. Someone thought he was worth the money that was paid. He didn't make the price up. He was bought for it. A big club in Man United came in for him. Probably his dream. He moves. Unfortunately, someone valued him at that price, and now we're judging him based on that, which I'm not going to stop doing, like you just said. No. We're football fans. We're allowed to criticise. I don't feel too sorry for them. They might be a bit upset, but they're not slogging the bollocks out like the rest of the UK are. You know what I mean? So
you have to keep perspective with it.
There's a balance.
Yeah, and I think that, look, I'm just... It's difficult. It's very difficult at the moment, but long term, I don't think we're going to be here every time. He's been here 18 months, Christian, and we had it last year. Do you remember? He didn't score a league goal for ages. I think his first league goal came in December, after coming in August, and it's like this is the second massive confidence crisis we've had with him in 18 months, and this is more than a crisis. This is absolutely shocking to see what's happening right now. He's close to tears nearly. So,
I agree, Alex. There's just one thing I wanted to ask you as a United fan, right? And do you think, I get it from your point of view when we watch Hoyland, you're fucking fuming. I would be the exact same if this was my club. And I am the same with some of the players at my team at the moment. But, for instance, Xerxes, do you think he is massively, almost, not intentionally, but using Hoyland as a bit of a riot shield, and he is getting a bit of a pass? Like, even that people are saying, Xerxes, he's good at this thing. It's like, oh my God, no, don't start going down that route. He is shit. He's awful. You can't start justifying someone else because someone else is that bad.
No,
you know what I mean? And not only him. There's a in that United side. I just think there's so many of them that are not even capable of playing mid-table Prem football.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I don't rate Xerxes whatsoever. Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, we're reduced to Garnacho has a game where he runs around a bit and wins the odd foul, and that's deemed good. It's just where we're at. The front three is a bottom half of the league front three. And that's exactly where we are. It's not what we're doing at the moment. We're getting by on Bruno moments, which thank God they've come back, because if we didn't, we would not be scoring any goals, mate. So, look, I hope there's another Bruno moment on Thursday, because that is our fucking league. Sorry, that's our season. And I look, in a weird way, because the team look like they care at the moment, and you just said it. Then it's not their fault. The shit. Because they look like they care and they're grafting a little bit and they're rolling the sleeves up and getting stuck in. Casemiro's helped in centre mid with his experience and he's winning duels a little bit. Hopefully, if Ugarte can come in on with him on Thursday, we'll feel a little bit stronger.
Sorry, I can't help but laugh because of the things you said about Casemiro.
I know, yeah. No, well, this is where I'm at.
Have you pumped his tyres up on that wheelchair for Thursday?
Yeah. It's going to be like that.
Come on.
It's going to be like what? I'm going to do what Walter White did to Salamanca in that episode when he kills Gus. That's what I'm going to do to Casemiro's wheelchair. Give him some real burst of acceleration.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is what Christian. I'd start Lindelof after that. I thought he was all right.
I think this is the point I was trying to make with the Xerxes thing, bro. I think I see it a lot with United fans. Like we had Pat, our cousin, on, and I get his point when he said that, and he was like, we sort of have to celebrate these small wins, and I do understand it, but you have also got to be careful because you can't accept mediocrity. If you actually want to get back, you can't be championing this dog shit as well, because ultimately you know your own shit. They're happy to stick with it. So if they sense that your fans are like, oh yeah, we are happy that Garnacho made a little run and got a foul, and that's his great game summed up. No, don't be doing that. Don't be giving them that benefit, because they'll make you stick with him for 4 years, because they're happy to not spend any money and take the fucking money out of the club. So that's my only thing with it.
We're going to be careful. That, aren't we? Last thing on the game, like I said, a good effort from the boys, and just keep putting the effort in between now and the end of the season. Can we somehow just get through to the quarters, and hopefully one of these forwards will just somehow hit a bit of form, and maybe give us a Europa League run. But just on that last thing on the game, it's related to the game and also Arsenal and also the media, and this wall. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen Ref Watch with Dermot Gallagher? It's on a Monday on Sky Sports News or Sky Sports 1.
Yeah, I've seen little clips from.
He's an ex-ref and he just basically defends every single decision from the weekend, basically. And then they put Stephen Warnock on there to make you think, God, I actually agree with that fucking numpty as well. So they were obviously, what's number one on the agenda? Fucking this wall that got marked out 11.2 yards for Bruno's free kick, and do you know what they did? They actually got Dermot Gallagher to pace out a wall on the show in the studio.
Oh, and I'm like, my God!
And I'm like, right, tell me you're not doing this. You're feeding into this Arsenal's fucking delusion with this bullshit. That Julian on AFTV, he's going nuts about it. Right, I bet you could get 10 people. No, let's not even say 10. Let's say me and you. I mean, maybe we'll do it for a video. Maybe we'll do it for YouTube. Let's pace out what we think a 10-yard wall is, and I guarantee you there's at least a 1 yard difference between me and you. There could be fucking more. What? So every 10 steps, he went 0.1 yards further, basically. That's how you've ended up at 11. And they're whinging about it. I mean,
Alex, you know my opinion on that bloody fan base, and it's they're the worst lot for it, aren't they? You knew as soon as it happened. And do you know what? Right, I have never seen, Alex. You've just hit the nail on the head. How many free kicks are given in games? How many free kicks are given in a yearly basis in the Prem? Right. So I have never seen that measured. I've never seen a graphic come up and say, oh, randomly, we've just seen that the ball was right. Well, let's do it for a penalty then, because how many times does the ball marginally roll off the spot, and then can we say, oh well, that's unfair because it was that much in front of the penalty spot, and that's not right. So he gained an advantage. You are a fucking idiot if you are running with that. And this is why them donuts will never win anything, because they're happy and they're more intent on blaming refs than they are on blaming the shit fucking squad and the donut manager.
I'm so glad you feel that way, and I'm the same. Like, you know, how many... look, if it was 15 yards, I would be like, right, well, that's ridiculous. Something's gone on there. The ref has just lost count or something. He's kept going. 11.2, it's a yard worse.
Ericsson thought it was bloody 15 yards.
Ericsson said 50. I think he wanted the free kick, though, didn't he? So he's getting on to Bruno saying, fucking hell, if I'd have scored that because the wall was miles back. Yeah, 11.2 yards. Yeah. I mean, Neville mentioning it in commentary. I never, like you said, I've never even thought about it.
Do you think at this point, it is almost feeding it? The fact it's happened with it being Arsenal and they know the presence on YouTube and things like that, and the media, do you think it was intentional to put that out there? Because they're not going to ever do that again, are they? I guarantee, right, if Wolves play Villa and the same shit happens, we're never going to know, are we? Unless some clever bollocks goes and finds it out.
How many walls have been marked out 11 yards this season? It's got to be at least fucking 40, 50, 60, God knows, it could be more. I bet there's one a game, like you just said. Every ref will pace out best they can. But what, they're not going to be at exactly the same stride lengths and same
exactly.
Time.
And another thing, right? If anyone is moaning, right, and they want to watch that goal back, watch the free kick and watch the wall jump, right, and you will see the trajectory they all jump in. Don't you worry, they gained the yard back.
Yeah.
So for anyone whinging,
yeah, they actually jump forwards. Yeah, no, good shout, mate. I not thought about that. Yeah, okay, so we've got the Thursday watch along. Sociedad, biggest game of the season. I know it's embarrassing that a round of 16 game in the Europa. However, we are clinging to something because of last season, ultimately, where it somehow ended in an FA Cup win. But personally, I don't see look. It's the round of 16. It's not like we're in the fucking semis. You know, even if we get through this, we've still got to win another 5 games.
Yeah.
So anyway. I'm going to be joined by our cousin Patrick, so the 3 of us are going to be at yours, Christian, watching it.
Yeah.
Join us if you can.
Are the zeros going to cut it, or do you need the real deal for Thursday? Because that potentially could be season curtain.
I'll see what Patrick wants. Might get on the 7% side as 8% side.
Yeah.
He's pre-drinking for the Gold Cup any Friday, so he might just want to go straight through.
I know. I've heard rumours Pat's bringing around moonshine.
Yeah, moonshine. Okay. Thanks everyone for listening. See you Thursday for the watch along. Cheers, Christian.
Yeah, cheers, mate.